With the conclusion of the competitive Fortnite season yesterday with the ending of the Duo Cash Cup, I thought it would be a good time to give my honest review of this season. Before I get into that though, if you guys wish to continue to support me, please drop a like on this video and hit that subscribe button, it really helps. Now in my opinion, this season is incredibly difficult to rate. The competitive season, most of y'all would probably understand, was not that great, but with the addition of no builds, this makes this season so hard to give an honest review on. I'm going to focus on the competitive aspect first because that is what I predominantly focus on with my content, and then I'm going to get into the no build aspect because really it truly is a dichotomy. Now this competitive season once again was a letdown, but I will say it was an improvement from last season. At the start of the season, most of the Fortnite community in the competitive scene was in absolute disbelief with the addition of the Combat SMG, which is essentially at its inception a stinger on steroids. Most of the competitive community was upset with the spray meta last season, and all Fortnite did was make it worse by adding a better SMG that does higher damage, higher fire rate, and this was just a bad overall choice, and almost the entire competitive community was not happy with this change at the beginning. Now I will say, as the season progressed, the season got better. What they ended up doing, they ended up nerfing the Stinger and the Combat as well. We finally got a much needed shotgun buff, which I believe the most of the community is really happy about overall. Shotguns doing better damage is always, in my opinion, something that players are going to like, since Fortnite is very shotgun centric. Now they also nerf cars, which cars at the very beginning of the season were completely broken in competitive. Every end game would be cars zooming around. The 18-wheeler broke a bunch of builds. It was just not an ideal or entertaining meta. But overall, it's still not a good meta. Spraying, praying the drum shotgun, essentially the equivalent of a spraying shotgun, it's just not ideal Fortnite and what most competitive players do not like to play. The addition of the AUG, however, a very strong AR, makes Surge almost incredibly easy to get in the higher levels of competition, and you are constantly getting fried in the air. This kind of brings back more of the aim assist debate. Now aim assist isn't that strong. Almost anybody can hit these shots with a red dot sight with no bloom. This makes guns like the AK completely obsolete, and even with the buff, the auto shotgun is probably the worst shotgun in the history of Fortnite to this day, even with the buff. When you have a tac shotgun that exists that is much better, much more consistent, most players never use an auto shotgun, and this entire meta was going to be drum or striker, especially after the buff of the striker shotgun. So there really is poor competitive balance and not in a very enjoyable meta, and not a lot of pros. This has caused a lot of pros to quit. Very notable, Saf probably being the most prominent one that decided to hang it up kind of towards the end of chapter 3, and it's because they've strayed away from this shotgun centric meta and switched over to this SMG spray meta. And so for the competitive season, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. It was better than last season, which had the awful Spider-Man, and it was all spray with very little communication, very little buffs or nerfs or changes that really impacted the game at all, and the shotguns were incredibly weak. It is an improvement. However, it should be noted that they have had plenty of seasons to perfect a competitive meta, and something that is also enjoyable and fun to play as well as being competitive, and it's just unfortunate that they've kind of regressed in chapter 3 from more balanced, more entertaining, and more just fun metas overall. But now let's get to the good part, or what most people would assume is the good part, and that is no build Fortnite. Now, no build Fortnite with this season has brought about so many things that are great for the game overall. Even though I'm not maining no build, I still enjoy no build, and it has given me the opportunity to play with IRLs that I haven't had in years. This is the closest I've felt personally to old Fortnite in recent memory. I can't even remember a Fortnite season where I squatted up with the homies. The homies want to get on, and this is great for Fortnite, and you can reflect it. One, and the viewership has been up overall on Fortnite Daily on Twitch, and with prominent creators such as Ninja and Tfue coming back, and Tfue most notably dominating these no-build tournaments with his excellent positioning and aim, and Ninja's viewership going up as well. This brings more attention. This allows people who don't want to sit all day and grind competitive, grind mechanics, because truth be told, you do need to have decent mechanics and play this game a significant amount of time to basically get a win, unless you just want to, face AIs, which is also not fun. Something I've never liked that they did in Fortnite, just putting actual computers in the game for people to fight and kill. But this season overall, from the content side, there's jetpacks, there's lots of fun, wacky stuff. People that have been straying away from the game for its sweatiness now feel like they have a chance to compete and have fun and play with their friends. And I think this is a great balance. And now they've started doing Twitch tournaments. There's no building cups for skins. And this is just going to widen the player base. And this season provided that old-timey Fortnite feel like no other season basically has in years. And for this season, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5, this aspect. Because no other season is like it. This will be one of the most memorable seasons because of no build. Not because of the competitive meta, the competitive balance, none of that. Just no build in general being the season that may have saved Fortnite from a content standpoint. Now the competitive side, not so much. Spray meta, not very fun, not very balanced, not super skillful. Overall, I'm going to give this season a 7 out of 10 if you could do quick math, 5 plus 2. And I think there could be room for improvement on the competitive side. Because of this introduction of no build though, this season really is special in its own regard. Unfortunately, I don't really main no build, but for players that are just coming back, I'm sure they love this. I know my friends love playing the no build mode. They feel like they can compete, have a chance, because simply at the end of the day, it's just hitting shots, some fun outplays with jetpacks, some fun outplays with shockwaves, hitting sniper shots, all just the old-timey Fortnite field where it isn't crazily sweaty, where you just have to focus on your shots. That's what most players were longing and craving for, and I'm glad that Fortnite was able to provide that this season. Well guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop a like on it, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I hope I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.